So I am going to make a veggie bibimbap. You can make this completely vegetarian and vegan, or you can also add a fried egg to it if you want to add another type of protein. So we're going to start with some mushrooms. We have some cremini mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms. We're just going to start, I'm going to cut off the stems of the mushrooms, and I kind of, I like them, I'm just going to cut them in half and put them in my roasting pan. I'm just going to chop some garlic now that the mushrooms are chopped. Bibimbap means mixing rice bowl. It's a Korean dish, and the reason why is because a lot of times it's topped with an egg and you mix all the vegetables in together with the gochujang sauce. I'm going to add some sesame oil. I love the smell and flavor of sesame. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Not too much, because we're also going to add a little bit of soy sauce. And I like to use gluten-free tamari because we're going to add some brown sugar. If you have regular sugar, you can use that. You could also use honey. I'm just going to sprinkle it. And that's going to caramelize really nicely with the garlic and the soy. I'm just going to mix it all together. We have the oven preheating at 400 degrees, and these are going to roast for about 20 minutes. And now we're going to work on the other vegetables. And the reason why we are doing the mushrooms separate from the other vegetables is they cook at a little bit different rate. Well, we got some beautiful carrots. They're local carrots from Urban Greens, so I'll chop some of those up. So what's nice about this dish, it's going to have a variety of vegetables. You can use whatever you have laying around. There's no formula for what type of vegetable you use. So it's a great thing to do, to use up leftover vegetables, or go to the farmer's market and pick out whatever you like. The next vegetables I'm actually going to roast are these beautiful radishes. I always have radishes in my fridge, and I actually really think they're very tasty when they're roasted. They kind of lose some of that spiciness that sometimes is not desirable for certain people. We're just going to dress this with like a light sesame oil and some salt, because we're also going to add some other flavors in there. So kale, I'm just going to rip off the kale, and the idea is to kind of have some crispy kale. And kale's going to add a lot of nice texture and vitamins to this dish. We're just going to add some more sesame oil and some salt. Be careful when salting greens such as kale. It's very easy to oversalt them. They really take on that salt. So we're just checking on our mushrooms. It's probably been about 10 minutes. Look at that. Those look kind of done to me. Look at that. That's so pretty. Smells so amazing. Look at that caramelization. So we're gonna make our gochujang sauce. It's made with this gochujang. It's a fermented hot pepper and soy paste. So I have minced garlic. I'm gonna add some gochujang. This is gonna add some nice heat. And it adds some heat. It's not gonna kill you, and it's pretty salty. So we're gonna add some brown sugar, just to kind of balance that heat. You can use honey, and you can use regular sugar. And sometimes, I think I've been in a pinch, I've used maple syrup and some vinegar. The recipe calls for rice vinegar, but we couldn't find any, so I think apple cider vinegar is a really good substitute. So add some of that. We're gonna add a little bit of sesame oil. You can also add toasted sesame seeds as well. So we're just gonna mix that. And as you can see, I didn't really measure anything. So we're just gonna mix it, taste it, and then adjust it. And this is something that you can make and keep in your fridge for a couple days. I actually keep the gochujang in my freezer, fermented and preserved, so it'll last a long time. All right, I'm just gonna check on these veggies. Okay, I'm just gonna give this Give them a little stir and let's see. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, so the kale is nice and crisp. They're like kale chips, essentially. And I'll let the other veggies kind of cook a little bit, but they're almost there. Beautiful. I'm just gonna prep my garnishes. So, scallion, and then I think I'll probably garnish with some cilantro. So we're almost ready to put our bowl together. One last thing we need to do is fry an egg. So I have like a hot skillet. I'm just gonna put some oil. Oh, you can already hear it sizzling. That's always good. And we're just gonna crack some eggs in here. Oh. One for me and one for my friend. And we'll just sprinkle a little salt on it. And because I have a cover, I'm just gonna cover and let them really cook. But look at those beautiful orange yolks. Those are gonna be really tasty. Yes. Look at that. That is so pretty. It smells so good too. Okay, we'll let this cool down for a second. Okay, the rice is done, the vegetables are roasted off, the gochujang sauce is made, the eggs are fried, the garnishes are prepped. We are ready to put our bibimbap bowl together. And voila, look at that perfect rice. You can take out the kombu kelp, okay? And oh my gosh, I'm gonna fluff it up a little bit. I don't know, every time I open up the pot of rice and it comes out perfect, it just makes me so happy. So we're gonna fill our bowl with some rice. Look at that. Okay. And we're gonna add our vegetables. So let's add these beautiful mushrooms. And then we'll add some nice carrots. And the radishes. Look at how pretty those are. And the kale. Crunchy, crunchy kale. And then we will top it with a fried egg. I like this guy or gal. Okay. And you can garnish it with some scallions. I also really love cilantro. I just break it up with my hands. And the gochujang. So just drizzle some all over. And the idea is when you start to eat the bowl, you're gonna mix everything together, including the egg. And then, oh, of course, the sesame slaw. It's gonna add a nice pink color to it. Almost forgot. And let's try to use this. This is gonna add some really nice probiotics and kind of ginger, more sesame flavors. I'm gonna tuck it right next to that crispy kale. Yum. Here you go.